Start with a huge homeless encampment in Ballard that's finally been swept by the city. This all coming after the city gave a month-long extension to offer more resources to those living there. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Eric Thomas here in studio. Meanwhile, KIRO 7's Allison Amoy is live in Ballard. And Allison, you went to check it out and learn that camp was just reestablished a few blocks away.
Yeah, that's right, Eric. That large encampment is about 2 blocks from where I am standing down the Burke-Gilman Trail. And the people who moved from that encampment, let's just show you where they went. They went about half a block right there next to the Fred Meyer and set up camp there. I spoke to one person who just moved his tent there. He says moving from one place to another every couple months is expected, but wishes there was a better solution. A notorious encampment swept down the street in Ballard.
They had caution tape all around it. There was, I think, 2 police cruisers and the largest amount of Parks Department crew I've ever seen at a campsite.
The cleanup came after a month-long extension when Mayor Katie Wilson said the city needed more time to find housing and resources for those living here. KIRO 7 spoke with her about the homeless crisis. She admits more needs to be done.
So it's not just, putting tiny houses in place, right? You actually need the support on site, the behavioral health services, the drug treatment, right? Case management, and that is ongoing expenses.
She says 6 people ended up being placed into housing, but Jordan, who lived at the camp for the past 2 months, says not enough was done. He says at least 30 people were living at the camp, many of whom just packed up and moved a few blocks away.
It's just a musical chairs thing, it's one person's problem, now it's another person's problem, and until these people complain enough, then they'll push this again and it'll be someone else's problem.
They'll go from behind the Fred Meyer, they will then end up under the Ballard Bridge, and then they'll end up on 17th.
Everyone we spoke with agrees the encampments end up being unsanitary.
There's no running water, there's no power, no garbage, that's a safety warning I would think so, wouldn't you,
And John Birdseye says that they have brought more crime to the area. He disagrees with the proposed bill in the state legislature that would prohibit cities from sweeping homeless encampments.
I don't agree with that because the sweeps at the very least do a good job of cleaning up an unsanitary condition. At the very minimum, that's what they're doing. They're cleaning up an unsanitary condition.
Others who work nearby see the encampment sweeps as harmful to those who have mental health issues and wishes there were better solutions for the unhoused.
We've built tiny house villages, and this area could really use one. I mean, is that enough space for one over there? I don't know, maybe. But at the very minimum, drop off porta potties, drop off trash service, offer pump outs for people living in RVs that are overflowing.
Back here live now, I asked the mayor's office what they had to say about the encampment just moving a couple blocks away. And in the last few minutes, they sent me a copy and paste response over email from the mayor's blog post from 2 days ago, saying in part, we can't just keep moving people from place to place and calling that progress. But that's exactly what has happened here. That same statement laid out a need for increased emergency housing and shelter with support, saying that the city has been falling dramatically short on the mark. Live in Ballard, Allison Amoy, KIRO 7 News.